these words because I tell you, my mouth will twist up on big ones. But I will make sure that I put it into the inbox so that y'all can see. And that means a talkative person, passionate, active,
domineering?
No. Say another word.
Domination.
Girl, no. You know what that is?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
It's dynamite. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, y'all.
Can you spell it?
Dominant. It's in my head, but
Dominant.
I can't say
it.
Dominant.
Yes, dominant. See, my mouth twists a certain way, so I had trouble saying that. Y'all forgive me on that. Okay. And then we have the openness person, and then we have the agreeable person, and then we have the conscious, another big one, y'all. Gosh, almighty.
Spell it.
It's so long. I'm telling you, it's so. This mug got the whole alphabet in it.
Oh, Lord.
But I can't pronounce it because I feel it like when I'm trying to say it. It's in my head. I know how to say the word. It just won't come out my mouth like that. Oh, God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure y'all get these 5. But anyway, I'm not going to try to pronounce it because when I turn my mouth a certain way, it does hurt. So I will not try to pronounce those words. But you can look it up, the Myers-Briggs type indicator, personality type indicator, and it's a test that you can do. I'm going to put the test in the inbox as well so that we all do the same test. I took the test earlier today because, I'll go ahead before y'all to make sure everything is legit. And on the test, it said that I was an extra version, which is basically the life of a party and very talkative, as you can see. So that's what it said I was, and it also tell you the types of jobs that you would be best suited for. For me, it had down music, artists, and a whole bunch of entertainment stuff. That's what I love. That's what I love anyway. So it helps you to figure out who you are and also which better jobs you would be suited for. And you can also, let me see. It also helps you to realize if you're a thinker or a feeler and how you choose to make decisions, or do you perceive or are you judging off of these decisions, So it's so many different things that these traits can help you realize. And I think once you understand where you get these traits from, you can then sort between the traits to see which ones you want to keep or which ones you want to work on. For me, and I'm going to tell you about the internal conflict, going back to that before we get all the way into the homework assignment. For me, I find out that how many of you know that sometimes TMI, you just give people TMI, too much information.
Yes, ma'am. Done that before.
Too much information. And I found, since I've been on Facebook these 48 hours, I was like, dang, sometimes I would put a lot of stuff up there, and then when I get off different places, people do start asking me stuff, and I'd be like, didn't you see it on Facebook? But,
Lord
sometimes
Jesus.
we can cause our own conflict by what we put up on Facebook, by what we tell people. One thing I want to tell you about Darren's theory, whenever it goes back to that, I want to break that theory down a little bit for you. Back in the day, the olden day, he said that giraffes were born with short necks. And because of the environment changing, which made the trees grow higher, they had to stretch their necks, and that's how they got the long stretched necks. And the ones who now had the long stretched necks were now having babies, and the babies were coming out with the long necks. So that's how the giraffes ended up like that. Another example of that theory was birds. Birds in certain environments, some would have long beaks, some would have short beaks, according to the environment. And sometimes we can talk too much in our environment. And then we wonder why we're having battles with ourselves, because some things we just need to keep to ourselves. Sometimes all victories don't need to be shared with everybody, because not everybody is happy for you. So sometimes that joy that we just want to jump up and down with, sometimes we just need to find one good anchor to tell it to. That's all we need. Does anybody know who that anchor is?
Jesus.
Yourself, God.
Exactly right. Sometimes, even though we all got two legs, we know right quick that people with two legs will run out on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just need to go to your real anchor, which is God. Which is God. Whenever you're having those internal conflicts and whenever you want to just share your victories and joy, because not everybody is going to be excited for you on those victories and joys. You got to pick the right environment to release information. Giving out too much information is not good for you. Another example. Has anybody ever been on Facebook and you put something up there and then a couple of days later, you have people come up to you that ain't even on Facebook and say, well, I saw you on Facebook.
Yep.
See, that lets you know, because our world is evolving, technology is coming in and out. We got to be able to keep up with times, too. We got to be able to adapt to where we're at. In other words, if this environment over here is not as healthy as that environment, we need to adapt to where we know exactly what to say and what to do. It's not watering down. It's having common sense. It's having common sense, because not everybody is going to appreciate the things that you do. And then when you get out here and you do stuff for folks, and then when they don't appreciate it, who do you go home and beat up on?
Yourself.
Exactly. So I'm telling y'all those examples so that you know how to avoid internal unnecessary conflict. That's unnecessary internal conflict, because we didn't talk too much to the wrong people. We thought that people on Facebook would have our back, but in reality, they don't have anybody's back. They're just glad to get your gossip.
Right.
You're the talk of the town at the bootlegger's house, at church meetings, at baseball games. Nobody's paying attention to the kids playing. We're talking about you who posted. Yeah. So we have to be careful that we do not give out too much information. Has there ever been a time where any of y'all gave out too much information and you went home and beat up yourself?
Yeah.
And I mean, really, you have to be real with yourself, because, internal conflict is something really serious, and it can get dangerous. It can get dangerous whenever you start holding in so much stuff that you're getting sick. When it gets part of your physical health, it is very important. Have y'all ever seen people who send nude pictures? Now, y'all know we grown. It's some men that will put some nude pictures in the inbox. I've seen so many that I could just scream, God, stop, please, just break their phone. Yeah. But it's real, though. They were seeing so many pictures and stuff, and, I mean, it still goes on, and I have to, fuss with some people about it, because I don't like that stuff coming in my inbox like that. But, we can't control what others do, but we can control how we respond back to it.
That's
and
right.
Then I look over and I say, my God, is this what we become, a world like this? A world like this? And I have to think, we are a world like this. This is the day and time that we are living in. When people become so full of themselves, they don't even care about sending you a nude. So what if you flash it on Facebook? Half of Facebook probably already know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful in that area right there. We have to be gatekeepers of our hearts, our minds, and our thoughts. And be careful not to let it all just get so heavy and so so bundled up with unnecessary stuff that we run to the wrong people and get hurt worse.
Right.
All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Mm-mm.
I enjoyed the topic.
Huh?
I said I enjoyed the class.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
So I'm going to give y'all your homework assignments now. I did have one scripture, though, that I wanted to put with this. This scripture blessed me this morning when I was actually studying this. Isaiah 50:11. And I do apologize for not being able to pronounce those words, but I do have a speech impairment. But I tell you, I'll talk anyhow because I love the Lord, and as long as He give me breath to talk, I'm still going to talk anyhow. And I pray that my words become clear. Okay, Isaiah 50, is it 50:11? No, that don't look like what I read this morning. Hold up, y'all. Let's see. God, that is not it either. Okay, let me talk while looking for this scripture. Let me see. Okay. So knowing that we can change how we deal with conflict by analyzing our environment and asking ourselves certain questions like, is it really true? Is it worth beating up yourself on? Did you really deserve that? How do y'all think y'all would go about dealing with conflict now, with inner conflict now? Anyone can answer?
I can use myself for example. I think I'm doing this right, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know if you ever look at my page now, I swap my pictures out a lot. But like you were saying, Jamie, dudes be in them inboxes hitting you up. That's okay. So like if I'm with somebody, I put the picture back up of me and him so they'll stop.
They don't always stop it.
Yeah.
They don't care if you with somebody. That's why they own it.
I can't tell you
so
how
what
many
is
times
a way
I've been
that you
approached.
can stop it, though? I mean, because you can't. What is a way that you figure that you can stop it? Because you can't stop being Amanda.
Nah, I'm talking about like block them and stuff from the inboxes.
Exactly. See, that's a way to resolve that conflict is by blocking them.
Don't even respond to them.
That's right. That's right. And the best way to do it is, like you said, to block them, because just not responding is only a solution. But a resolved solution is blocking them. So they can't come back. All right. That was good, Amanda. Anybody else got something like that? Or an experience that has happened to you with conflict? It don't necessarily got to be internal conflict. It can be just bring up any kind of conflict. Or any questions that you may have, pertaining to either the theory or either the personality traits. I'm not going to find the scripture, but I will put it in the inbox too whenever I find it. So let me give y'all your homework assignment. Okay. Let me find it. I tell you, I was writing so much today. When I get into stuff, y'all, I could just carry on and on. Okay. So for week 5, Y'all, we are in the 5th